Hey, welcome back! With the arrival of the new Nintendo Switch 2, you might be wondering if it still makes sense to buy the Nintendo Switch OLED. After all, Nintendo is still officially selling it, and it's available at a more affordable price than the new console. So if you're just now getting into the world of Nintendo, just like I recently did, I want to show you all the key features, how it works, and what you can expect from the Switch OLED. First off, for those who aren't too familiar, this is the latest version of the first-generation Nintendo Switch, following the Nintendo Switch Lite and the classic model. It's a console mainly designed for fun, with tons of features and a huge game catalog that lets you enjoy yourself in both single-player and multiplayer modes. The standout feature of this console lies right at its core, a 7-inch OLED display that houses all the main hardware components, unleashing its full power and becoming the base for all the fun. Thanks to the OLED screen, the visual quality is much better. Vibrant colors, deep blacks, and sharp images really make the artwork and animations in games pop, fully drawing you into the experience. Being a first-generation console, in my opinion, I have to say that its performance is not top-notch and cannot be compared to that of the new generation consoles. In handheld mode, for example, the resolution maxes out at HD, and when connected to a TV, it goes up to full HD. Game loading times and graphic details aren't the best either. That's why I think the arrival of the Nintendo Switch 2 marks a big generational leap with much better performance, 4K support in TV mode, and faster loading times thanks to a completely revamped hardware. That said, even if the performance isn't top tier, the fun you get from the Nintendo Switch OLED is still absolutely fantastic. That's because you can still play all the most popular titles developed for the console, from classics like Super Mario, Zelda, and Animal Crossing to games like Fortnite, Minecraft, Pokemon, and even old-school Nintendo games, all in great quality. Plus, the online community is still super active. You'll always find someone to play with, join tournaments, or just share the experience. I was able to easily transfer my games from the Switch Lite to the OLED, and I've got to say the gaming experience improved a lot, making everything even more fun. A lot of that is thanks to the Joy-Cons, which really surprised me with how versatile they are. First off, the Joy-Cons attach to the sides of the screen, turning the console into a full handheld device. So you can play anywhere you want with all the features right at your fingertips. It's comfortable to hold and gives you great control over in-game movement. Plus, thanks to the touchscreen, navigating menus or typing messages and chats is super easy. But it doesn't stop there. You can also use the screen in stand mode, turning it into a mini monitor. In that case, you can detach the Joy-Cons and attach them to the included grip, creating a full Nintendo-style controller you can use from a distance. Thanks to their internal battery, the Joy-Cons are fully independent and work even when not connected to the console. On top of that, you can turn a single Joy-Con into a mini controller by attaching it to the included strap, making it easy to share with a friend and play all those local multiplayer games. Or you can use them as motion controllers, perfect for sports and movement-based games. In short, there are so many ways to use them, and each game brings a new experience. And that versatility goes beyond portability. The Nintendo Switch OLED can easily transform into a true living room console, perfect for bringing the family together and enjoying games on the big screen. In the box, you'll also find a dock that lets you connect the Switch to your TV through an HDMI output with independent power. This way you can play all your favorite titles comfortably, enjoying them on a larger display. As I mentioned earlier, the resolution in handheld mode is HD, but once docked and connected to the TV, it switches to full HD, giving you better graphic quality and a more immersive visual experience. As for performance, I haven't noticed any slowdowns. Everything stays smooth and responsive, just like you'd expect from a home console. Load times are quick, and controls are snappy just like in handheld mode. To me, that's what makes this kind of console so great. You can enjoy your favorite games both on the couch in front of the TV and on the go, taking it with you wherever you want. Perfect for vacations or even just commuting by train, bus, or anytime you're out and about. Plus, there are thousands of accessories made specifically for the Switch. I, for example, use this zip-up carrying case that's super handy for protecting it when I'm on the move. To get the most out of it, the console also has a pretty decent built-in battery. I tested it to see how long it lasts on a single charge, from 100% down to 0%, playing fairly heavy online games, and I managed to get around 4.5 hours of continuous play with the screen on. Keep in mind that my Switch is already a couple of years old, so with a newer battery you might get even more playtime. So, based on my experience, I really think this console is still a great buy today, especially considering the current price. As we've seen, it offers tons of different ways to play, it's super versatile, and the game library is amazing. There's something for everyone, from big Nintendo exclusives to modern titles. And by the way, it looks like Nintendo will keep supporting the current Switch for a while longer, so new games and updates should still be coming for the next few months. That's why I'd especially recommend it to anyone just getting into Nintendo who doesn't want to spend too much. Right now, it's selling new for around $300 to $350 depending on the offers, compared to about $450 for the new Nintendo Switch 2. I personally went for a used model and paid around €200, and I'm really happy with it. Of course, it depends on your preferences and your budget. If you're a hardcore Nintendo fan and want the best possible performance along with all the exclusive new games coming for the next gen, then yeah, it probably makes more sense to go straight for the Switch 2. What about you? Would you still buy the Nintendo Switch OLED today? Or would you go for the new Switch 2 instead? That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a free like and subscribe to the channel for more tech updates. See you next time.